Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Scottie Yang. I am the owner and designer of Heights Apparel, and this is about my trip to Hawaii. The interesting part about visiting Kauai was there are roosters everywhere. I mean, all over the island, and this is all over the island, and I believe it's common on the other islands in Hawaii as well. But there are roosters everywhere, and they're just run around, and like the locals, they pay no mind to them. Even one of the rental car guys was joking with me how tourists will come to the island and they'll get in car accidents in their rental car because they see these roosters crossing the road, and they'll slam on their brakes trying to stop to prevent hit them. And then they get in the accidents with the rental car, and they're just so like, if it happens, it happens. Don't put yourself at risk because of these roosters that basically just walk around in the wild, and they mind their own business. They do their own thing, and they're all over the place. It's really funny to see, and you hear them all over wherever you're walking around. You hear them crowing and stuff like that. They wake you up in the morning, which is nice because it's almost like this weird ironic thing that these roosters are all over the place and they wake you up really early. It's like almost a reminder of where you are and what you need to do with your time there in terms of enjoying where you're at and being in that moment. So it's an interesting little life metaphor that these roosters play for people who visit the island, I thought that was pretty cool. The island itself, Kauai, is a little bit more remote, and that's what I really liked about it. And once you get away from the airport, and where we were staying in Princeville is about a 50-minute drive from Lihu, which is the main city of the island, and that's where the airport's at. And you start getting outside of that a little bit more, and that's when you really start to see that green, that tropical vegetation. It literally feels like you're driving through the middle of a jungle at certain points, and it's so cool and it's so awesome to have that experience because you realize, 2-lane road, and the vegetation's right up on the shoulder of the road, and you're driving through that. And it's so amazing, the experience of just being through that. You really do feel like, as my son put it, you really do feel like you're in a Jurassic Park movie, which I know that they filmed some of that stuff on that island as well, which is amazing. And in the center of the island is this big mountain, which I believe was I don't know if it's an active volcano or was a volcano, or currently or inactive volcano. That's like the center of the island, and then there's just a bunch of green vegetation and cities and roads that surround it, which is so cool. And it's pretty nice. You really get a taste of that tropical environment because 30 seconds it could be raining, and then like a half minute to 60 seconds later it's done and the sun's out, and you really just get to see what that's like in that part of the world, which is really neat. We spent a lot of time we were staying in Princeville, which was amazing, very secluded. We spent a lot of time in the town right next to, it's about a 7-minute drive from where we were staying, Honolulu Bay. I absolutely love Honolulu Bay. It was so cool. I don't even know if you could call it a town. I'm sure they call it a town, but to me it felt more like a village. A single road through it, and it's right off this bay that comes in, and I mean, it's everything that you kind of would expect from a Hawaiian beach. White, fine powder sand. The water was warm and not Arizona, middle of summer swimming pool warm. It was a refreshing, cool, and not overly cold like the Pacific that you would experience in like an LA beach or something like that. And it was clear. It was like crystal clear water. And we just, I did some surfing while I was there, took advantage of that. And that was a nice experience. And I had, having a wife and my son with me, and he get to experience that ocean. And it's just cool for him to get to experience this, even at a very young age, that we can call upon those memories with him on the beach. There was another beach that was next to the resort where we were staying that I went to myself while my son and my wife were sleeping one day, and I woke up early, grabbed my camera, and it's like a little bit of a hike down this trail, which was a really cool little trail down there, and it's all surrounded and covered by trees. And then when you get to the bottom of that trail, it literally just opens up, and you're like right there on the ocean. And that was super amazing. I did not know what to expect when I was going down the trail, and then out of nowhere it just opens up and you're looking at this amazing sunrise with you can see nothing but ocean, and that's all you could see. And it was really, really neat, and there was nobody out there. And you just took that moment to soak it in, that beauty, that peacefulness, that mindfulness. Shut your eyes and just kind of take in the sounds of, there's a couple of rocks, and took in the sounds of like the waves just clapping against the rock there, the birds chirping, and a rooster here and there on top of that. And those are what those moments are about. That's why you go to places like Hawaii. Those are the things that you do to find that opportunity to recharge the batteries. And so I put a lot of value in that, and I'll never forget a lot of those still images are in my mind because of that. So it's pretty cool.